Hi, everybody. It's Gwen from Proof of Africa. Today, we have the chance to talk with Sbusiso from Boombadotmobi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm awesome. Thank you very much. So today, we're just going to give you the floor so you can present us a little bit who you are, who's your team, and what are you trying to achieve with your project. So I'm just going to start right now with tell us a bit about you and your team.
Great. So yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity, Gwen and the team. We really appreciate it. So Boomba.mobi, it's a waste management business platform which was founded in 2017. It has only 2 members currently, but of course, we're looking into start building a team. But I mean, all things must happen within the right time, and so forth. So I am the co-founder and also the CEO of Boombadotmobi, and my partner is Nondumiso Sbia. She is the COO, but also she does she does our finances. With that, I also deal with the day-to-day sales, marketing, and customer experience of the organization. The reason we started the organization in 2017 is because we realized there was a great need, or rather, there was the scourge of illegally dumping happening in our township, Diepsloot, north of Joburg, South Africa. Was really scary to the point that it was taking away, and still is taking away parks, public spaces, parks and sports centers where children could play and exercise and have fun and all that kind of stuff. And then currently, as it is, because now those spaces are non-existent. Now kids they end up playing in the street, and they also run the risk of being run over by cars and so forth. Which is something that has happened in some years back, and also it's what informed or encouraged Nandumi, so my business partner, to actually join Lona to come form the organization with myself, because she felt that there was a great need for this initiative to actually exist. We started by understanding what was causing the problem, preliminary research, and we realized that the people who were actually collecting the waste were not tell upfront with what was happening, where were they taking the customers' waste. And I think Lana, layering on top of that was the fact that the person who the waste generator didn't know where the waste was being taken to, and let alone ask, because our key question during our research process was to understand if they knew where their waste was going. It was a simple question, which even today is part of our marketing content. Do you know where your waste ends up? And nobody knew, because nobody told them. I think it's because there isn't, the taking responsibility for your waste as for the final destination of your waste. It's something that we haven't really um, integrated as part of our daily lives. It's something that we really are not readily encultured as a society. But we believe that, look, small strides are being made in different corners of the planet, including here in South Africa. So that narrative will change in the few years to come. I think people like us and others, some alone in the corners of the world, are trying to achieve that, which is a great thing. So what we did was because we didn't have the capital to start buying trucks and all that from the logistic point of view, and there were already existing truck operators in the township. So we partnered with them, and what we did, our role is to facilitate the process of responsible waste disposal. What this means is, or what it rather looks like, is that the customer, we market our services using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and then our customers can contact us via Facebook or via WhatsApp, and then from there we connect them with the rightful people, with the truck operators, and then we own the waste that the truck operator collects. once the truck is distributed, there are rules and regulations that they need to follow as part of our processes. One is that they take pictures before they collect the waste, and then they take before and after pictures. And then when we tell them where to go and dispose of the waste, and then by doing so, they are also instructed to take pictures for the final destination of the waste, and then they share it with us. In that respect, we are able to send the pictures back to the customer so that we can show the customer that their waste is not irresponsibly disposed of or being sent to the landfill. And then we take 25% of that transaction. So the truck driver keeps the 75%. That's how we make money. That is the one part of our business as part of our income stream. And then the second income stream, because we realize that the government state agent, which is called Pick It Up, they are the ones who collect the waste in the townships and around Johannesburg. There is a kind of waste that they sort of neglecting. Even the informal waste collectors, they pick up all sorts of other waste matters, but food waste is being neglected, and as a result, it gets sent to the landfill. And for us, we realized that there was a potential, or there was rather value in food waste, and then we sort of devised. My business partner is very innovative. She's actually the innovator. I'm the executioner. So I execute stuff, with the muscles and everything. So, so we came up with an idea to see what value food waste has in our day-to-day lives. And we realized that the first thing that came to mind was compost. So we said, okay, let's see what we can do with this. And then we spoke to a couple of people, including the local municipality. They allocated us a strip of land where to date we have our own recycling space, but we're strictly focusing on compost. For now, we're hoping in the future to branch in other sort of waste activities that will help us generate income. So now in the current state, what happens is, because we use two type of organic matters. One is the green green waste, which is in the form of leaves, and then the other one is food waste. So we have two. This is how we sort of set out to get the waste on our side. One, we have a paying customer whom we every Thursday we go and collect waste. They pay 200 rand a month. So we collect the green waste every Thursday, every week. And then that's the first customer, of which we like to refer to them as our partners. And then the second partner is the local community people in Diepsloot, in our township, which is a non-paying customer. So for those, because they cannot afford, Diepsloot is an impoverished township. The majority of the structures are shacks, normally the equivalent of American ghetto or Brazilian squalor, and so forth. So there is really a high number of unemployment and poverty and so forth. So basically now what happens is, because they cannot afford to pay for the food waste collection, so we've designed an initiative, put together rather an initiative in which the local community members can bring us the food waste, and now being winter, then we can give them wood fire in exchange for that. So it's a win-win situation. Everybody wins, everybody gets what they want. But I think what is key in this is the social impact and the awareness, education that we are actually indirectly, without us realizing, that we are teaching people that there is value in food waste. If they can get food, they can get wood fire that they will have otherwise had to buy, and get it from just giving us food waste. Then somebody said, the penny start to drop and say, hey, listen, what else can I get with this? We are looking into working with locally supermarkets to provide us with sell by date food, so that we can do the very same thing. They give us food waste, and then we give them food waste and the food in exchange for the wood. But those are the ideas. I mean, those are ideas in the pipeline. We'll see how it works. I mean, one step at a time. This one is working. We are happy, and we are actually keeping people warm. So yeah, I think that's the other part. So I think what is also interesting with the organic waste is that the very same waste that we collect from, especially from the paying customer, because with it we make compost, and then we sell the compost back to the very same people who gets the waste from us. So is that circular economy, secular waste that is actually taking place in the whole process, which is very great, and because it actually encourages people to keep their own waste and then give it to us, and because they know that it's going to come back in the form of compost to nature and nourish their gardens and backyards and so forth.
No, no, it's really interesting, and what I think is the key point here is like you are answering to a local need. People need this value because otherwise, as you say, like people dispose their waste everywhere, and like it's not good for hygiene first of all, and as you said, like it takes places from like where the kids could play, and it's for the overall community, it's not good. So you use this because waste for every culture everywhere, it's always been a problem, and now you are up turning this into a source of profit, as you say. So either there is like the for the paid customer, it's a good thing, so they get rid of it every Thursday for like really affordable price, and for the local community who can't afford to have this paid service, uh, first of all, addressing a local problem, you solve it in a profitable way, and as you say, what is one of the most important thing, you raise awareness, so people know that actually waste worth something. It's just not something that you dispose like this. You can either have a service for it, or you can like bring it to people who are going to transform this thing that nobody really knows what to do with into something you can reuse later, and then for that you give them something. So if I will understand now, it's wood. So my question is like, is it wood that you collect and then you make it available for them? And then the idea you have perhaps in the future is working with providing food, right?
Yeah. So it's a very good question that you're asking. Interestingly, because we say no to illegal dumping and we promote zero to landfill. So part of the wood, it's part the wood that we give is part of the waste that we collect from the paying customer. So the customer gives us the wood. So our role is actually coordinating these waste materials that we get. So we don't pay for this wood. Hence, it is of no loss at no cost to us, but of socially benefiting initiative to the communities in which we serve. So yeah, in shortly, we don't buy the wood. We simply collect it. The customer pays for the transportation of the wood from their properties to our sites. Yeah.
No, no, it's really good, and once again, you are creating value where there is none before. So it's really good. There is another point which is really interesting for me, and I think it's of a great, like it's gonna have a bright future. Is like when you're doing compost, because like this compost thing is, for instance, in Europe or in a lot of Western countries, it's like something of a great value. There is a lot of agriculture. They actually don't, how to say that in English, they don't like work the soil literally, they just add compost and they grow things in it. So like if you're able to do great quality compost, it's something of a great value. So I think it's a really bright idea to work on this thing.
Yeah, no, it is exciting. It is very, very exciting. I think in the beginning it was like yuck, but but one grows into it, and now it's, you can't take me away from the earthly smell, and to see the vermis, the worms and so forth, and navigating their way through this mixture of so uninviting waste matter, and you know that at the end of the day, this is what's going to keep the soil fertile. This is what's going to ultimately bring us the fruits and the veggies that our body so needs every day. You know, so it's liberating to know that our role, as small as it may seem, it's actually on a bigger scale. And speaking from a future point of view, it's actually very necessary. Without it, I think we're going to be, we might be facing living with like a soil that cannot produce food, the very same food that we actually keeps us alive, you know. So yeah, as much as I think um technology is the buzzword, you know, and everything, I think food waste should be next to technology. You know, where there's technology, there should be food waste. Just to remind people that, look, you could be smart and be the Zuckerberg and the Gates and whatever, but you still need to eat, you know, and to keep healthy, you need to eat all the fruit and veggies that the soil can provide. So yeah, next to technology, there should be food waste, I think.
Exactly. I think that what you're saying is a key point, because we're living in a time of the big new thing is the new iPhone, you know, and like, but somehow, like as you said, the most basic needs we have is drinking clean water and eating good food. That's the basic thing, and having a shelter. That's the basic needs you have. So like perhaps in the future, or it exists already, but like technology can help in like this treatment of waste and like logistic and stuff. But the primary need is to take care of those things. So I think that what you're doing. So now we discussed a bit about like the how you operate and what is the thing you're doing. Can you tell us a bit what would be the next step if you want to expand, and what you would need as a support? For instance, Proof of Africa will give you a little something. It's not a lot, but it's a little monetary support. But what else would you need?
I think that's a question every entrepreneur has to answer it once in a while. Um, Look, we for Boombadotmobi, I think we've without us even realizing it, we have built a brand locally that actually speaks to a lot of people, to real people, to real problems that affect people in their daily lives. You know, it's a health of it's a question of health, especially in the township. It's a question of health in the affluent areas. You know, it's a question of climate change. What role are we playing? I think the past 3 years and so, we would like to treat it as as having been piloting our services and products to see if they really, really are addressing real issues. And to date, I think it's fair and we are confident to say, yes, we are addressing real problems. What is next? Growth. How can that be achieved? I think it's finding industry expert. It's understanding, are we ready for technology? Is Boombadotmobi technology inclined? Is technology the next step that we need to take to make sure to really help our business get to where we envision it to be? By that, I mean, the two of us alone cannot really, really, really attend to all these things. We are limited. I mean, um, from the business experience point of view, but also from, you know, number point of view. It's just the two of us. To build a team, it will mean that we'll have to understand what sort of team we need, and then with mentors and experts and coaches, industry experts, I think that can be an enabler to make sure that it actually helps us to address to understand how to grow the business. You know, uh, it's it's one of those things. Market, from the marketing point of view, I do the market, but look, I understand the customers that you are serving. So every day it's a learning day. It gets easier and easier to create content for a specific customer, for this specific product or for this specific service. I think with that, even if you were to get somebody who does it better than I do, it will really, really be great. But I think from when I say mentors and industry expert, I'm actually speaking from the operational part of the business, which is the cornerstone of any business. If you master the operation in the right way, you are able to produce the right product, to offer the right service, because everything is smoothly aligned, everything is complementary to the next. So at the top of the list, it's actually getting mentors, industry experts who can actually help us deconstruct and construct, get into the core of the business. Where is the business here? Where is the gem? Because right now we're probably capping at the top because we are so excited to get the penny and every month and all that kind of stuff, which just keeps us alive, because this is our bread and butter. But we believe there's a potential for Boombadotmobi to grow, to compete with the big boys here in South Africa in the waste space. It's only a matter of understanding, what does growth look like? Is there somebody who can actually assist us to answer that question in a very seamless, stupid, easiest way possible?
It's I really like the way you put it. It's really humble, and I think it's exactly the right way of thinking. Okay, as you say, it's your business. It's what brings food on the table, so it needs to bring money. But you don't want to go too fast and stuff. You want to grow organically in the right direction, and I think this is really important. And I think that so the message is out in the fact that you would like to be in contact with people who might help you to perhaps structure the thing if you want to take further steps, if you want to expand how it works. Because as you see, it's different to work with 2 people and to work with 100 in terms of management, in terms of a lot of things. And one really important thing you just said is about also addressing the right targets on the market. What do you want to do exactly? What the customer wants? Because same thing, you might have a good idea and stuff, but if the customer don't follow you, doesn't work. So that's probably like the really important thing is to achieve this and to be sure that you are growing the right way. So like if there is people who want to help, contact us and we're gonna forward you to Boombadotmobi.